Well, I'm going to give you two words that I heard multiple times throughout the late morning and early afternoon. Sad and shocking. Many people say this is, for the most part, a quiet neighborhood, but overall, just sadness among many. Well, Nate, this is just one side that overlooks a very, very busy street here in Fairmont. Now to those two things. Some people are saying that this building is a sight for sore eyes. And at the same time, number two, there is a need for that low-income housing for senior citizens right here in Marion County. Well, guys, I was able to actually talk to a couple of the people here last night as investigators were on scene. And I was able to talk to some more neighbors today. And a couple of them did say that they are worried about their safety and perhaps they could be on the move. Well, guys, police say it happened right here, just in this alley behind me. I'll step out of it a little bit more. You can see right at the corner of Court Street and High Street. Looks like someone had actually just recently left some flowers in the spot right there. Now, I was able to talk to a number of people about this today. As you can see, this is where it was behind me, just here on East Washington Street, which is just off of West Main Street here in Grafton. As you see, police activity has cleared. Well, guys, the city is actually on board with this. You can see a sign just like this one right here for the crosswalk. You can also probably see on the ground that the paint is starting to fade. Bridgeport Middle School is one of the schools that has been hit the hardest by this flu outbreak here in Harrison County, and it's leaving many of these desks empty. Barber County Senior Center is cutting the group meal here at the Baughman Towers, but the meal will still be offered at the Barber County Senior Center. A van will pick up residents right here and drive them right here to the Barber County Senior Center. Well, you might recognize this famous scene, but you may also recognize that baby Jesus is missing from the Gracious Living Nursing Home in Fairmont. As you see behind me, no school buses, but I want to show you something. There still are buses here, and the main reason for that, the drivers work other jobs, and it takes time for them to get back here in time for pickup.
I don't feel safe right now. Not after what I saw on Friday night.
And that's just one person from Fairview who has concerns about this.
Bottled water mainly. Usually I would boil it, but because it was so bad on Friday, I couldn't.
It's not right because we pay for that water. We should be able to use that water without any kind of fear of being sick or ill or it turning our clothes different colors.
These people tell us discolored water, sometimes pink or brown, have been flowing into their homes.
It's almost at least on a monthly basis where somebody is saying, hey, I have brown water, does anybody else?
Kelly says two of her children came home from school on Friday and noticed the problems there too.
None of my fellow students wouldn't drink it because it was kind of like a weird color. It looked disgusting.
We've now heard some residents in Fairview say they're not all that happy about the situation with their water and the discoloration. However, when you fill a glass up like this, it looks fairly normal. However, they're still not satisfied.
We're paying for our water bills, but we're afraid to drink it.
But to them, they're afraid this isn't the end of their problems.
I have animals, and I don't want to have to go somewhere else to purchase water.
It's either becoming more of an issue or we're becoming more aware of it because of social media and people actually asking questions.
I would also love to be notified when there are going to be situations so you don't run into issues of potentially drinking unhealthy, unsanitary water.
Now you heard me talk about Fairview Middle School and some problems there. I spoke with the principal who told me this was found late in the day Friday, but has since been back to normal. I also made calls to water officials in Fairview. No calls were returned. I also stopped by Town Hall and was told there was no one there who could speak to me at the time.
You want to poison our society? Then you'll pay the consequences.
Taylor County Sheriff Terry Austin has made it perfectly clear to residents and outsiders.
We have no tolerance for someone that's profiting from drugs. If we catch you and you're selling drugs, you're poisoning our community with these products, then you're going to jail.
Since Sheriff Austin took over, one of his biggest priorities has been to keep the drug problem out of the county. When I asked him if those investigations get in the way of other problems, he said a lot of the other issues are drug related.
Every day. Every day there is something related to drugs. When it all reverts back to the drug, you go on a call, and next thing you know, you're actually getting information to make a drug buy.
Back to that zero tolerance policy. Austin says he's putting in 16, sometimes 20 hours of work in a day to put a stop to it.
I could stand here and talk to you all day and still not relay how bad it is.
It's a problem throughout the state, regardless of the county, whether it be Taylor, somewhere in the southern part of the state like Kanawha, or even in Monongalia County. Sheriff Perry Palmer says stats this year are up in regard to his department's overdose investigations.
2016, we had close to 70. This year in 2017, we're close to 100.
So it's up.
Yes, it's definitely up.
Palmer says with about 6 deputies working each shift, they all carry Narcan, and they're all trained to administer, given how severe the issue is in the state.
Our drug task force will try and do follow-up on if it's heroin or prescription narcotics, where it came from, to try and do a link, so maybe we'll be able to prosecute.
For 5 News, I'm Austin Pollack, keeping you connected on West Virginia Fights Back. When Amy Hall found this box in front of her door,
I chalked it up that I just wasn't going to see this package.
she wondered if the long-awaited package had finally arrived.
I said, oh, finally, this box, almost a month later is finally on my doorstep.
She says she bought a gift on Black Friday, but for weeks there was no sign of where it was. In fact, she was using the tracking number, which didn't even register anything in the system.
And when I went to open the box, I noticed that it looked like it had been retaped.
So the big question, where was it during all this time? Answer: more than 2,500 miles away in Portland, Oregon.
Like I said, I'm still amazed that it was that far away from me. How it got there, we will never know.
Not to mention, it was a rough month of October for her after she says she was the victim of more than $2,500 in credit card theft.
As violated as I felt when my card got hacked, and I knew that someone had taken my hard-earned money and gone and had a good time with it. It's nice to know that there are still good people in the world that would do the right thing.
She has taken to social media to try and find Alicia, the generous woman who found Amy's package and put it back in the mail in time for Christmas.
She needs a pat on the back, and I would really like to acknowledge that she went out of her way to repackage, write the note, and make sure that my gifts got to me in time for Christmas.
Now, Amy told me she has been using the power of social media, specifically Facebook, to try and find Alicia to thank her personally. So far, her own post on Facebook has made its way to Portland, and people named Alicia have been tagged, but she's still waiting to find out which one it was. For 5 News, I'm Austin Pollack, keeping you connected in Monongalia County.
Thank God everything wound up okay.
You might not think the Dola Dairy Mart is a typical place to give birth.
It was amazing.
But on Wednesday, it was the delivery room for Haley Allen and Joshua Arnett from Wallace.
I was born at the Dola Dairy Mart right in the parking lot in our Uncle Ronald's truck.
Haley and her mother-in-law pulled in at around 2 o'clock on their way down Route 20 from Wallace to United Hospital Center.
I said, I can't make it all the way to the hospital. We're going to have to pull over and call an ambulance. I think he's right there. And sure enough, it was about 15-20 minutes and he was out.
About 20 minutes later, Theron Arnett came into the world.
We had a beautiful baby boy, and it was just a miracle.
In the parking lot, with the help of Rebecca Ney,
It happened right out there. Amazing.
the owner of the Dairy Mart.
It really was amazing.
Ney told me she doesn't have any experience as a nurse,
She goes, you've got to help me. You've got to help me. And I said, I will help you.
but has given birth to 2 of her own children. She's been around the Dairy Mart for more than 30 years and says she never expected to ever experience anything so magical. In just those 20 minutes, complete strangers became family.
He's probably going to be, I feel like, one of my family now. Once they turned around and gave him to me, oh, it was just like, you would have thought I was the grandmother.
Haley and Joshua now forever thankful for the generosity of everyone there, and likewise considers them family.
Yeah, that's how I look at her now, as a family member. I mean, I owe his life to her.
And good news for baby Theron.
He'll probably never have to pay for a slush puppy.
Free slushies for life.
For 5 News, I'm Austin Pollack, keeping you connected in Harrison County.